You are now listening to the Pour Horsemen podcast, where pouring up is a lifestyle.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Pour Horsemen.
Also subscribe to our Apple and our Spotify podcast, The Pour Horsemen.
Let's get it.
Crack in the kitchen, Lil Raw's on the mission. Break the bars out, screens in my expedition. Screens in my neck, yo, my trunk crack. Break the bars off, it's like this and like that.
Okay, that's better than what we normally
What was the
do.
first
Sometimes
episode published?
The first episode was published probably like March of 2018.
It was a book?
Really?
Nah, they all published. That was
come
Paul.
on.
Man, come on, man. You got on your Kanye West.
I
We
went to
get
Yates.
into you later.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so we do have a special guest in the
What does
building, and of
compose
course,
mean?
with us being good host, we're gonna make the therapist who came to talk to us about mental health today take a shot with us.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of raise your glass. All right, first, Leah, just say hello to everybody, and then we're gonna jump right into you when we get done.
Introduce him, Hawk.
Hello, everybody. My name is Leah, the therapist, and thank y'all for having me.
No, thank you for coming. So everybody raise that glass. T, you got one in the
Red
back too. Everybody
cup.
got one.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one.
All right, on three. Cheers.
Boom.
Cheers.
I'm hurt.
Meanwhile, I hadn't ate all day
Oh, nigga, you about to
at
be-
all. It's my fast day.
Shit, nasty motherfucker.
All right, so episode
Yeah, I'm like, woo. Yeah, that.
episode 154 of the Pour Horsemen podcast, and we have a special guest today, and reason why we think it's important for our guest this time, because if one thing has made its way into the public sphere over the last, at least 5 years, people have been talking about it, but especially, hey, you come on,
You still recovering from the shot?
but
You
But-
gonna die Sunday.
one thing that has made its way, mental health, and then especially that's made its way from some of our more prominent athletes here in the last year, I guess you could say. It started with maybe Kevin Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Who?
we're not giving it to him.
Who did it start with?
I'm not knocking him,
I'm just saying who
but
did it start
DeMar
with.
DeRozan was the
DeRozan.
first
Oh, so
one to
I
do
didn't
it.
know that. Okay, so DeMar was first, then Kevin Love, then you had other players kind of
I'm
sprinkled
sorry.
in.
What was
Actually,
DeMar
what was
DeRozan's-
his name that
what was the
that had
situation?
the terrible flying anxiety that
Oh,
was supposed
and
to
that
play
was
for the
actually-
Rockets?
that
He
was
was the
way before.
first
That
one.
That was he was
the
really
first
the
one.
first one, but he didn't
Royce.
Royce O'Neal.
Yeah.
Royce O'Neal.
Yeah, Royce O'Neal.
and
Royce White.
Royce White.
White,
You're right.
yes.
You're right.
Yeah. We
Royce
don't do
White.
facts
Royce
either.
O'Neal
So-
is a
No
Royce
fiction
White.
here.
Yes. Royce White, Iowa State Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
He had that fear, the
Flying.
fear of flying,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't really just tackle it head on. Like
he didn't.
So
Like
go
openly
into
say it.
DeMar
He was
DeRozan. What
DeMar
was he?
DeRozan was just like, because he was a superstar,
Yeah.
like in Toronto.
Yeah.
Just got the max deal, and he just talked about like I'm going through shit. Just put it out there. Everything, transparency. Now, Royce White was transparent, but he was also looked at as a pretty much like a problem.
Yeah, he was looked like a
Sort of,
bad seed.
because
yeah.
he was like, you're an NBA player, you just got drafted. And
What year was that?
But look at
I
how
think
major that is. You're an
2016.
NBA
It was
player,
major.
and you just
Exactly.
got.
Yeah.
But look at
I
talking about
remember that.
life
Okay, now I
That's what I'm
transition.
remember
saying.
that. I do
Now,
remember that,
in
yeah.
retrospect, it like if you look back at it, like people should have accommodated to him more because
I
he
agree.
was.
I
And
come
I
from
see, I
being
got
average to a
stuff
star.
to add to that.
He was
Okay, so
put-
before we get
he was
to all
putting
that,
stuff out
yeah,
there.
before
because
we
we
get
don't
out
want to
of
go
it.
too far before
Right.
we jump right into our interview. Let's get what our drink of the day is for the segment. So,
Oh, yeah.
Tanisha, before we jump right into the segment with Leah, let us know what we got, because this has a lot of.
It's
please
cute.
zoom in on them too. What they got? What is in this concoction?
So this is if you listen to Melanin and Murder, my old podcast, I would call shit fuckboy drinks sometimes.
Hey man, we
So-
ain't no
Oh,
fuck
cheers-
boys.
cheers to
Hold on,
that.
hold on.
The-
We got
the-
women.
the
Hey,
method-
end up in
We
that.
sleep
the
with women
method
every night.
of the drink
What a
is
woman.
I call
A
it a
woman.
fuckboy
I like A
drink.
better.
Just because there is no rhyme or reason to it. I just came up with
Yeah, I
it off
said
the top of the dome.
A
I
woman.
am a hoe for Trader Joe's, and I was in there and I saw some spicy mango lemonade.
Mm.
And of course, since I'm from Louisiana, I'm alcoholic. I was like, well,
Oh,
that sounds
no.
good.
Don't claim that.
But what liquor would go good in it? So then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just throw some tequila in it. So you're drinking Trader Joe's spicy mango lemonade with Ego Tequila, which is a black woman-owned tequila based in Fort Worth. Triple sec agave, and that's it.
I got a question.
What are these flakes on the top?
The lime, I dipped a lime in tahini, which is like a sweet and spicy, like rimmer.
Okay.
And then just a little mint leaf for color.
Hey T.
Yes.
I was so can you, I don't know, where do you find like black owned liquor? Like when you go to Specs, when you go to
No, I go to OST. OST liquor.
Okay, so cause I was in I go to Total Wine. All the time. I got a membership there. So, and then when I ask them about black owned liquor, they, they'll show me to the Uncle Nearest and all this other stuff. But
that's because you're at Total Wine.
Exactly,
no,
exactly. So I'm just trying to get you to tell people.
Soulja Boy say this with the whites.
Basically, they're like, would you like to try this Jack Daniels? They have OST has an actual shelf that has all black owned liquors.
See, that's what's up.
Right when you walk in.
That's what's up.
So I go in there and I just pick out.
Because people don't know that. People like me do not know that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I didn't know that either.
And OST liquor is black owned. It's a black owned liquor store. I knew that. Yeah. And so they highlight black owned liquors.
We got to get them up in here.
Okay. So we got what's this called? What's this tangerine on the top of it? What is it? Tahini?
It's a tahine, lime dipped in tahine.
We got lime dipped tangerine with mint.
Jaheen.
Okay.
Jaheen.
Yep.
You better put I feel like his downfall came when he went to Whitney Houston funeral in that purple suit. No.
Don't do that.
He should have put himself first.
Don't do it. Well, then self-care. Self-care. I would agree.
All right, but let's get right into the conversation. Stop singing. Hold on. All right. So, Leah, let's do a formal introduction to everybody. Tell the people who you are, and then we're going to jump right into a few things. Let's go ahead and get to it.
That nigga died in the video.
That nigga, look, he took the bullets.
Leah, let's get
I'm trying to. First it was the intro music. I wait for the intro music to
stop. So tell the people who you are, about yourself, etc.
Okay, my name is Leah, the therapist. I'm a licensed professional counseling supervisor. I specialize in working with minority women on anxiety, depression, work-to-life balance, self-care, communication, all the women stuff we deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also do see a lot of black males as well. So just working with a lot of minorities on overall improving our mental health.
Okay. So like as we tried to set it up when we got started, mental health has really been in the news here recently. And I think we just need to jump right into the Olympics, because we know, we were kind of having a conversation as we were getting started, that this is a year-round thing for them to get to a lifetime goal, for them potentially one time to make it.
Every 4 years, yes.
Every 4 years. Could you give us some ideas around maybe the stress, what type of mental health issues they could be having during this? And then we'll jump right into Simone Biles, which is probably the biggest one during this time.
What about Naomi?
But she at least played.
Yeah.
She at least played in the Olympics.
Yeah. Got you.
She lost in the fourth round, but she at least played.
Well, but that's just, we're talking about the Olympics as the objective. But that she played tennis. And then we'll jump into.
She was in the Olympics.
She was in the Olympics.
I know. I'm just saying we'll jump into her situation. Plus, like we was talking about NBA players and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. We can cover.
Right.
Okay. So starting off, I know like during our small talk, we were saying that yes, it's only happened 4 years, but you have to think about how frequently these people train, and basically their whole life is training. So when do you have time for self-care? When do you have time for family? The things that make you happy, and especially being like an Olympic star. And I know we didn't mention her, and I hope I don't slaughter her name. Yes. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like focused a lot on her, but then we didn't get the backstory that her mom just died and all that stuff. Like, yes, I've been training for the Olympics, but life keeps happening. So for them, it's like, yes, my main focus is the Olympics, but it's not like bad luck or like life just like, okay, I'm gonna pause while you train. Like people still have family stress, people still deal with death. COVID is still a very real thing as well. So people still deal with that. So it's like, it's easy to say, well, oh, that's your job, but you don't understand how much you do. How many of us, our 9 to 5 stress us out? And that's only 10 hours. So imagine if you're doing this constantly 24/7 and you get no outlet. How would you feel?
Definitely.
Well, but there's variables to what you love and what you have to do. I'm just saying, make the
I mean,
the
that's
division between the both
than done.
I'm just saying it's a difference between doing what you love to do and doing what you have to do.
I can love what I want to do, but that doesn't mean I love what I have to do. Like, say these Olympic people, I'm sure like that's one thing that Simone Biles said, that like she enjoys the sport. However, participating in it takes, she said herself, it takes the fun out of it. Like, I can love what I do, but that doesn't necessarily mean like all the steps that I take to do it don't cause me stress, anxiety, or anything like that.
I understand. I definitely understand. I had a job like that. I got you, KC. I had a job coming out of college. And I was working at it was a gym, but I was a program director. Mm-hmm. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'll be so stressed out in sports.
Because you love sports.
Because I love sports. But it was the person that I was dealing with. It was I had an owner that I was dealing with that made it so stressful. And I had to question myself, like, damn, is this really what I want to do? Or is this person a piece of shit that's making it like that?
Definitely.
Yeah. Or in her case, is it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Other factors. Yeah.
I feel like that's a misconception too with athletes, and especially professional athletes, that they don't have to do it and they're doing what they love. Like, sometimes an athlete is doing what they have to do and they're not in love with it the way fans are. They don't watch it 24/7. They don't get off of work and they're like super invested in it, but it's work for them. Like, have worked in the environment. I know NFL players that would talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to work. Like, they don't say I'm going to practice. They don't say I have a game this weekend. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to work. And then, oh yeah, I got this event. Like, I don't feel like doing it, but like, you have to. So I think that's a misconception. Like, just because they're doing it, that they're in love with it.
So JC and I, we have a cousin that actually went to the Olympics and won gold. Mm-hmm.
And Aries Merritt.
And in the hurdles. What was it? 110
Aries Merritt. Texas A&M.
Yeah, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Aries Merritt.
So I remember discussing with him like the whole process of the Olympics. And it's not just like, oh, the Olympics is coming up and like what, we're in 2021, it's supposed to be 2020. We got to train for a year. They're training for like 4 years, 3 or 4 years of where you got to be disciplined. I remember him telling me, I asked him, because it was like a cousin that I, in the family, but I had just met, you know what I'm saying? So, and his mom and my mom were like this growing up. So like we were just discussing it. He came and had dinner with us. And I was like, so in between the Olympics, like, what do you do? Like, do you have a time to like just kick it? Like we drinking, having fun. None of this. He can't do none of this. Yeah. He couldn't do none of this. It was.
You're talking about drinking. A lot of them are like on strict diets, very strict appetites. Absolutely. So it's like, again, for us, if we have a bad day, let me go get me like some Frenchies or something, or a drink. They don't have those outlets.
You have to be, and that's a stress right there. Like, to know that I can't relieve myself, because people talk about like stress eating or something like that, because if you having a bad day and you want to get that pint of ice cream that you've been just thinking like, this gonna be my reliever. Think about how hard it is to not be able to go get that when you feel like you need it. No doubt.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into the whole Simone Biles thing. Okay, so she got hurt, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just state the facts. She got hurt.
But let's go back before we say the facts. I think because we're forgetting a lot of things. We went through COVID. Yeah. We had a year delayed. So what you thought? So I feel like let's go way back. COVID was a huge turn to everybody's world.
2020 Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So imagine even if you're a celebrity or anything like that. Ain't nobody knew COVID was coming. Money is cool or whatever, but there's only so much that you can handle. So let's start with COVID.
So what have you seen then with people dealing with COVID then? Because that's a good question, because we kind of just powered through it. Like, think about us as a podcast. We just kind of say,
I got COVID. I had.
But what I'm saying is we still just powered through. We was doing Zooms. Then we was like, fuck it. We coming back to the studio and we recording. Like, what have you seen for people in the environment where maybe COVID was overwhelming?
For me, I know that you said with the last 5 years, which I would kind of agree, but also with COVID, I feel like mental health became a huge thing on many different levels in the African-American community, because that's when we were dealing with Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. Not only am I stuck in the house, I'm stuck in the house watching our people die. Also, on a bigger level, insurances started to recognize it now. They waived co-pays for a lot of people for copay. They waived co-pays for a lot of people for COVID. Yeah. And also they made it mental health more accessible. So for me as a clinician, it blew up after COVID because a lot of people used domestic violence rates shot up. Like, I don't really like my spouse. Now we beefing because work was my outlet. A lot of people who, hey, work is my outlet because I live at home. So therefore, that's when I get my socialization in. I'm not going to work anymore, so I'm stuck at home feeling miserable. Like a lot of just different mental health issues, I feel like arose during that time. And then also it became more accessible with insurance. Taraji started talking about it more then she did this scholarship fund because I actually was a provider for that. So like a lot of people, that's where I actually got a lot of African-American males from.
That's what I was going to ask.
From her foundation. That's where I got my...
Get a man to come to therapy?
When I say this, I guess for women, sometimes it blows my mind. Majority of the clients that I do have, they're African-American males, maybe between the ages of like 25 to 30. So a lot of them very successful, paying out of pocket because they don't want their jobs because a lot of them have high stress jobs. They're accountants, they're engineers. I'm getting ready to get married. I'm dealing with work. I don't feel comfortable with all these white people. I can say that.
Yeah, you can definitely say that.
Hunky.
Yeah, you can say it.
You know, dealing with all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have one, he's an accountant, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
he's crackers.
I look around, it's nothing but a whole bunch of older white men. Like I don't feel like I fit in. Like they on my ass all the time about, well, you didn't do this right, or here at this company we do it this way. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of them are actually cash pay. And then a lot of them I got from Taraji as well. So I would say like a good 15% of my clientele is African-American males. And then the other maybe 10% is like couples. Like, the girl.
Oh, so you do couple therapy also?
I do. So like the wife made him come in or the girlfriend made him come in or something like that. But I do have a decent, from my opinion, given how we all know with African-American males, y'all are trained to being strong, don't express your emotions.
Definitely,
so for me, having a good 10% to 15% is African-American males, that's huge for me.
Yeah. So how long you been in the space now?
I have been counseling for 7 years. I have been in private practice for 5.
Okay. So in comparison to what you thought you were getting into to what you're doing now, kind of give us an idea of the difference.
Well, I would have to give you more background on it, and that would help me to relate to what you said. I started off young. I graduated college very early. I wanted to be a juvenile probation officer. I graduated at 19, and they're like, you can't work with juveniles because you're still one. So then I went back and got my master's, and I worked at a psychiatric hospital for 3 years.
Hold up. Sorry. You graduated from college
I was
going
to go to that at the end.
Wait, my bad. My math is off. 20.
Still.
20 years. Well, no. Okay, well, let me back up a little bit. So I went to school in...
right?
Listen. What
we doing with our lives?
No, because I went to school. Because I went to school in Cyprus, and the way that they had it set up is you can take college classes during your junior and senior year. So I went into college with credits. And my parents are pretty strict a little bit. So, if you want a car, if you want this, I need straight A's. And then I went to school at Sam Houston. So all you could do is either study or party. Mm-hmm. And I found a very healthy balance between Sunday through Wednesday don't bother me because I'm catching up on my schoolwork. But Thursday, I'm partying in Huntsville and I'm in the H on Friday. So
Sam Houston.
There's nothing
to
Exactly.
No.
Hell no. That nigga didn't ran through Sam.
My fiance went to Sam Houston.
But there's nothing to do out there. Outside of go to school, do what you're campus was lit, being in the computer lab and stuff. It was fun. That was the club for us. But people were actually working. So I went in already classified as a sophomore and then just finished. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I wouldn't, if I were to go back and do it, I would have extended it. I didn't join a lot of organizations. I wasn't very familiar with Greek life. It was just books. Did bad and party a little bit.
Do you think that impacted your mental health?
Ooh.
Gotta ask the difficult
That's a good question.
The Kappas used to chase me down trying to get me.
No, the Kappas did not. The AKAs. Kappas are men.
No, I'm saying they used to chase me down.
Fighting.
You give me Kappa vibes. You look like you would shimmy. You look like you would shimmy.
You gotta understand, you got 2 TSU guys sitting up here at all times. So we know about the Greek life and we know about... I
love TSU. I used to hang out there in high school.
It's going down.
We took college classes. So
in high school?
Because I told you I took college classes.
So you should not be
on the Tiger Walk, baby.
But
so did that impact your mental health then? Being so focused
Well, I
on
would
one
say
thing?
no because of the fact, like I said, I got a healthy balance of both because I was in school, and then once I got my car, I was in Houston every weekend because, I mean, this was like back then when like night moves and all that other stuff was popping. So like my incentive was get your work done.
Did you
so that
just
you
say
could
grooves?
night moves.
Night moves.
Oh, night moves on the north.
Yeah, on the north side.
Oh, see, that's why.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why.
older than
That shit sound
I used to
nasty.
get your shit on your arm.
Yeah,
Hold on,
you would help me
Southside
erase my
player, what
exes
you
and
doing
stuff.
out there?
My
Where
nigga
if
from
you
Fifth
from the-
Ward used to
where
take me out there.
International ballroom,
Yeah,
you know, like them
international
type of
ballroom.
That shit
things.
sound nasty.
But
Night moves? Yeah.
Because you
I
ain't from
don't
that
know.
north side. You ain't from like
I rarely
Cyprus.
say I'm not from the north side.
Cyprus,
Yeah,
that
nah.
was
You talking
our
about
spot.
Central
Or like Coco Loco, Club
Coco
Next.
Loco, yeah, for
like, you know,
sure.
red
My
carpet
mental health
Sundays
would be
at
fucked
Next.
if I
Mental
went-
health
if I was
is
from the
out of
north
there,
side.
nigga.
So going
Nigga
back
pop
to
trunk
Oh yeah,
over
hold
there
on. Let
on
me circle back. Okay, so you asked me about how I got into it. So I worked at a psychiatric hospital for 3 years, and I was the youngest there. You know what I'm saying? I was African American. It wasn't a lot of us. Like at that time, I had like colored hair, tattoos. So it was kind of like meh. And that's when I got a lot of the pressure of like, well, you're not doing it right because I was finishing my assessments faster. And then like a lot of them were like, well, you know, this is the only end goal is to work here at the hospital. So at that time, I was kind of like, is this what I want to see myself doing really long? Because I'm a single mother. So sometimes they had me working overnight and it just wasn't conducive. And then I started working with my mentor and she was like, I do just fine in private practice. And she was like, get on a whole bunch of insurance panels. I'll help you. And I do just fine. And I was like, let me see.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I started it part-time because I still needed insurance because you know how the world goes. And then I started doing well.
Nice.
So,
Phil had a
my
question.
bad.
Phil had one though first. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna piggyback to what the backdrop because I had a similar situation where I worked for a boys like it was they had a girls side, but it was a boys home, and I had a therapist tell me that I did very well with working with the kids. I should go on the psychiatric side, and then I went back to get my master's. I didn't go on the licensure part because they was just like 3,000 more hours and all that.
18, but that's what I said, take you out the game.
I
for a
said I
minute.
couldn't do it, like, cause I had to get some money. I'm a parent as well. My son is a teenager, so you know I had to get going. But I know what you're talking about. I can relate, so that's what I was just trying to get into.
And it was a little discouraging. And at some point, it was like, is this really for me? Like, are people even going to feel mental health? And like from jump, even when I wanted to be a juvenile probation officer, like I've always wanted to work in our community. Like I know that I always wanted to work for us. And so it was like, well, you know, like a lot of them ain't gonna pay, blah, blah, blah. So that's why like on my platform, I use a lot of like this insurance that y'all coming out y'all check like monthly.
Use it.
That can cover counseling. Like a lot of people aren't educated, or that's a lot of people's first stigma is, oh, counseling expensive. Like, no, you pay for insurance. This won't be like if you have no copay when you go and see your doctor, it's a high possibility that you have no copay when you come and see me.
No doubt. No doubt.
So first of all, you're gonna be an inspiration. I can't wait for my sister to see this episode because she want to go into the same practice that you
Tell
are.
her to hit me up personally, please.
She's in the same program that you was in where you could take college credits as a high school. So she got her associate's degree from HCC before she graduated high school. Another thing is you came on here using big words such as conducive.
I know that's what my friends told me I needed to do better. Like I don't listen.
I'm trying to follow you. Tone it down a little bit. Okay, tone it down because I'm trying to follow you every week. You lost me.
Wait, did you say like conducive? Girl, like conducive.
Idiot.
He said the big words.
I'm trying to
That's what
follow
he
you.
said was
Conducive.
So clearly the Sam Houston education is better than
Nah, he said he ain't go to Sam. Let's. Oh no, you
I
said
didn't
it's better.
go to Sam.
I was about to
I
say,
didn't go to
hold
Sam.
on, he ain't gonna rep my school like that.
Because
I love it.
Man.
No, but on a serious tip though, mental health. We was talking about DeMar DeRozan. We were talking about Kevin Love. So, you were talking about how black males are supposed to be this strong person, right? So I'm the oldest in my family, and mental health I never really dealt with it until last year. I shared it on the podcast. My father committed a murder, and he has the same name as me. We have the same name. So to see my name on the TV screen flash by saying that a murder happened messed me up to where I couldn't function. I had to stop coming on the show for a little while because I could not function, and I wasn't strong enough to do it on my own. So then I had to go to therapy. I had to push myself to go to therapy.
Well, if you mind me asking, because again, the goal is to open up the conversation. Yeah. What was the point that for you where you was like, I need somebody else, or like I need therapy? Because a lot of people are like, when do I know? So for you personally, how did you know?
I couldn't talk to my lady about it. She wouldn't understand. I couldn't talk to the fellas about it. They wouldn't understand. They probably never had their father commit a murder.
So how do you know a therapist will? Because that's another black people thing. Like, well, she ain't been through what I've been through, so how do they know?
Well, I didn't have any other option. You know what I'm saying? And I know I needed some type of outlet. Me crying every day, or me saying why, or having these dreams. I can't function like that. Like I really got stuff to do, and I have a son of my own. Right? I was planning on getting married, an engagement at the time. So it's just like I can't function. So that was my only other option. Like,
and that's the example of what I tell everybody of how you know when you need therapy is like when I can't function in my personal life, I can't function day to day at work. Like something is off. Like that's when I tell a lot of people like that's when you know.
But see, black men, we at least I know I've been this way a lot of times. Like I'm not letting people in my business.
But like, also look, I feel
that's
like
me. I'ma handle it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But y'all are trained like that. Like I have a son. I'm not my baby's daddy. He's the shit. But I'm not bashing him. But like at times he'll tell my son like, well, that's what girls do. That's how girls act. Like, don't do that. You acting like a little girl. And I'm like, stop telling him that. Like, because he's expressing himself. Like, I ain't for the tantrums and get on my nerves too. But like, because he's like expressing himself in different ways. Like, let's not shut that down. Like, let's let him have the conversation. Let's not put that out there on like that. Suck it up. Like, stop that crying. That's what girls do. Like, that's not what girls do. Like, people express their emotions.
That's my brother. Where we were raised, my parents always told us to speak our mind.
That's a blessing. That's
like
good.
That's why I've been wanting to beat this dude up for the last 2 years.
But there's a way to speak your mind. But you can do it assertively.
There's a certain way.
Little do he know I carry brass knuckles.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that brass knuckles ain't gonna work.
Like you ain't. That's why I say like you
gotta swing them first. You know what I'm saying?
I swing,
but I just like even
with bad intentions.
Even with like nigga. But even like in the workspace, like you can't get nothing past us because you can't finesse us like that. It's just like you can't just like say little shit that's gonna like just be on some disrespectful thing like without us responding. You know what I'm saying? And we were raised that way. So and a lot of black families, I know guys personally that they was raised to like just go. We were raised to do it like in a just speak your mind, but like be respectful, especially if you're not being blatantly disrespected.
So that's what my dad always told me. You can say whatever you want to whoever you want. It's how you say it.
Case in point, just how you said. We got a group of friends. Like most of them will say like they'll say like bitch, like call each other bitch. Even like our group of friends or something, they be like bitch. But for me, it's triggering because I had an interaction with some cops that roughed me up and was calling me all type of names. But the one that really just hit me every time was they was calling me bitch. Like they was all that while they was slamming on the ground. So I tell everybody like I don't go for that bitch shit. Like it's like I don't, and then it would be a difference if I called you that and I tell you don't call me that. So I don't call no one that at all. Like I call objects like, man, get that bitch right there, that backpack or something like that.
Oh, them but hoes you'll never see some shit.
I always say them hoes though, like them hoes clean. Them hoes like you know what I'm saying? Like them hoes clean.
Yeah, like that's clean. Some Houston shit.
But I don't never call a human being a bitch. Like I don't do
unless you want to go there.
Cause it's hypocrisy. Even at the times I can remember, like when I got in a fight, post that situation, I never just call no one a bitch like that. Cause I stay true to that. Cause that's so much of a trigger to me that I don't want to seem like a hypocrite. But like it just talks about what he was talking about how our parents brought us up. I expressed that to people. Some people get it. Some people don't. Some people try me on it, and then when I like turn up on them, they be like shocked, like, oh, I was dead ass serious about that shit.
So
I told you how I felt about you calling me. That's my boundary. Don't call me that.
But then what my dad used to do was, even when we got in trouble, he would keep his calm and talk to us. It's like, so if we turn up on him and talk back and all this other shit, oh, you didn't lost your mind, because I'm just gonna give you the game and tell you what you did wrong in a regular voice, or just like, you know, it's the root of that, us being brought up.
And I think that's dope. I have a question though. Did y'all ever hear this one? Because it's the famous one. What happens in this house stays in this house.
That's me all the time. That's me right now.
That's why I feel like that's one thing that's always my go-to myth for black people. I don't know. I've never met a black person that never heard in their household. You never answered. Did you answer in any black household? What happens in this house stays in this house. Don't be going telling them people my business. Like.
So you got to see an accident before it happens, and if somebody turn up on somebody like me or somebody like my brother, it's like, oh, you really want to go there, because if you didn't want to, you just want to be a gentleman and just talk about it.
But some other people might think that yelling is their norm.
Exactly.
And I told you about knowing the mental health background, because I said, I studied it. I can relate to it, but then it's like, what's that in the courtroom, that scale that they have, like, it's like, okay, I know this may be their norm, but at the same time, I'm telling them like, hey, this is what I don't want to happen to me. Like, I'm talking about myself. I'm gonna give you as many opportunities that I can tolerate it, to tone it down before I turn up on your ass, and then you're gonna look at me like I'm the villain.
Don't ask me to come back after that.
So what do you see as the most challenging thing for? And we'll use black men, since we're a black male, centered podcast. Of course, we got our lovely bartender Tanisha, who is with us as well. But what are the main things that you kind of see are challenges that we encounter in the mental health space?
A lot of them, again, given my age demographic of clientele, is like dealing with like imposter syndrome. If that's regarding like the workplace, or a lot of people like
what now?
Imposter syndrome.
My bad. Okay, imposter syndrome.
Break that down.
Okay, I am. No, but we're laughing.
It's a real thing.
No, we're laughing at him, but like a lot of people don't know what that is, and that's what I said.
I don't know what that is.
Go ahead.
A lot of my friends do tell me, like, you throw out these counseling terms, and we be like, yeah, we support you, but what she just said, like, exactly. So I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah,
so
I tell all the time. Go ahead.
So what imposter syndrome is a lot of us now, us millennial African Americans, we're excelling a lot faster than our parents did. We're college educated. We're getting into the career field. Whenever we get in there, we don't see a lot of people who look like us. So then it makes you wonder, am I supposed to be here? Am I doing this right? Is God playing a trick on me?
You don't think we have the confidence though? Like that it's a generational confidence.
I think I can be as confident as I want, but when I get thrown outside of my comfort zone into white America, I question myself. I see Sally, who's here from Harvard, and her dad knows the CEO, but we in the same position. So I'm like, well, dang, I just got like a little GPA, like, am I as good? And then even so, we deal with the microaggression in the workplace. Sally, who I just said they know all that. Sally, they super nice to her, but then it's like, well, Leah, you need to do this. Well, you ain't shit. You ain't talk to Sally like that. So it's like, well, do I even belong to be here? Because like, me and Sally kind of got the same credentials, but like maybe I am tripping. Like maybe I am less than. Like
that goes with all of us have like a sports background. Mm-hmm. That goes in team sports. Like for me personally, I played at a Christian university, and where like one of our star players was white, one of my best friends to this day. But I remember like we talk about it to this day. We wasn't supposed to cuss. Like, we weren't supposed to be cussing at all. And I remember in the huddle, he came in, like, fresh off a timeout. When he playing like a bitch.
Bet you ain't nothing happened to him.
Ain't nothing happened.
I bet you said, like, damn.
I almost got kicked out the team, like, twice prior to this happening. So I'm looking like, I ain't trying to hold him, but I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, you ain't even gonna flinch. Mm-hmm. He just went straight into the... And so I told Josh afterwards, and my dog, I'm like, bro, you know what it is. Like you white. I told him like that. He bust out laughing.
Yeah.
No,
And I was like, but I'm dead serious. Like, you're not even a star player. Like, you white. Like, had I said that shit, I'd have got kicked off at halftime.
Exactly. And then also, I feel like sometimes imposter syndrome is bigger than career. Like, a lot of my male clients, like, I know a few of them, they've been dealing with the fact of like they're engaged. I've worked with a few of them, for like 2 of them before they got engaged. They want to get engaged. They want to be married. I've never seen what a healthy marriage looks like. I don't know how to be that. I don't know if I could be that. Like, well, you know, my dad tripping, my uncle tripping. Like, well, maybe I ain't meant to be married. Like, imposter syndrome is bigger than just like the workplace. And I'm sure, well, I'm not gonna like just assume, but I know a lot of y'all said y'all have had girlfriends. I think somebody said they're due to be married.
I'm a player, man. I'm gonna get shit done.
That's my process too. I'm gonna get shit done. Our parents been married, what?
See, y'all a whole different place, but I'm glad for it.
Yeah,
See,
our parents been married for 35. I'm 33.
I've been married 15 years.
35 years.
Oh wow.
You got married at 12?
I've been married 15. I'm 40 years old. I'm old, man. I got married.
Whoa, pops.
25.
Whoa, pops. My bad.
I'm
I didn't know
old, man.
that. Okay.
So for me, you know, hearing you say some of those things, I definitely have a lot of those challenges. Like, I always think that maybe my environment shouldn't be the way it is. I also self-sabotage. Like, I'm real good at that. I will definitely blow up some shit.
Yeah, he about to explain.
Yeah, I will definitely blow up some shit.
I went to sidebar you, boo, to make sure you're good.
As it's getting to a space where it's good. Like, I'll blow it up. Like,
because we don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
Am I
I
doing
do
it
that.
right?
Why you smile when you say
because I do it all the time.
Like with
I
confidence.
self-sabotage. The only thing I probably have because that's like being able to identify it allows you to have some
That's
space
the first
where you can
step.
talk about it.
That's true.
So it allows me to know, like, damn, that's just how you are. Like, give you examples. I owned a dope ass gym in Oklahoma, blew that shit up. I've had other businesses, blew them up. The only thing that I've really like finally got to the age where I don't sabotage is this.
Yeah, that's because you know we'll.
I'll knock you out too. So, like, I'm really a person who knock people.
You are a little blunt.
Real niggas.
I have. So what I'm saying is though, like,
no, but see, look again. That's the black people thing. Like, you ain't dealt with real niggas. You can self-sabotage on your own,
yes,
and that has nothing to do with your exteriors. Like, that's strictly just you.
Feel a certain way.
No, that could be strictly him in his head, his background.
Yeah, like,
that could be nothing to do with y'all.
Accountability is a very huge thing.
That's what I'm saying.
If you can hold yourself accountable,
yes,
that will take you beyond
and that
measures.
Was challenges for me.
But I'm just saying, dealing with us.
Nah, it don't matter about who you.
No,
really?
Like, self-sabotage is like a you thing.
It's a you thing. Trust
you
me.
could have the
and we didn't have no help with that.
It don't matter.
Okay.
Because the environment.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I'm not going to go that far. Hold on. I'm not going to go that far because I do want to touch on something he said. My bad. I'm in your personal space. I do think that to some extent your core circle could play into that if there is a sense of accountability. So I'm not going to go with the extreme of I don't know your specific situation. I'm not going to say that they had nothing to do with it, but having a good core and support system that holds you accountable, that can definitely aid with self-sabotaging. So I'm going to
I'm just saying
it is a self thing. It is a self thing, but your surroundings could definitely play a big factor.
Because we clicked, I don't know, you already knew KC, but we clicked almost instantly.
Yeah, but I think you're maybe not understanding.
Let me give you
an example. I feel you. I'm just talking about subconscious.
To understand. We do movies. Absolutely. So a perfect example would be a self-sabotager would be the Ricky Bobby movie. The dad.
Very much so.
The dad.
Yep.
Everything good going for him, but he got to find a way to fuck it up.
That's how I am.
Like when he was at the goddamn restaurant.
In Tahin.
And he was messing up.
And some water?
The Tahin sabotaging
Don't
him.
do that. Tahin is...
Hey, can we because we never tackled the Simone Biles thing, really.
Yes,
so look here. This is my I think question. So I've seen in recent interviews of hers that she kind of leaned into her greatness, right? My only thing with that is when you're that great, mind you, she hurt herself. Now, how do you go through that process of like stepping out on your mental health when you already leaned into your greatness and you go ahead.
Before you answer the question, before the question is answered, did you see her Instagram?
Yes.
Where she was doing the stuff?
Yes.
Okay, because that's a big that's a big ordeal in any answer.
But do you know where I'm going?
That's a big ordeal. That it don't pertain to like simple stuff. Like if like rest in peace Kobe Bryant, but if he talk about how he tap into his mentality of being great, all that, and he misses the shot. That don't. It's a difference.
No. I think we should back up even more. I have something paused.
Let her go.
A lot of these statements, how do we know that's coming directly from her? So I think we need to backtrack to even that.
I'm talking.
Let her have it.
Well, let me just finish what I was going to say. All I was going to say was, when we love the sports that we love the athletes that we love Kobe, we love Michael Jordan, we love LeBron, like some of us do. Well, I guess
I love LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. So they lean into their greatness, and we don't know what's
Can you Kobe actually define what you mean when you say lean into their greatness?
When you have interviews and you say, "Hey," when motherfucker asks you, "Man, you think anybody?" No, ain't no, like, just, the way you answer the question. I think she said something like, "Do you see anybody beating you?" Like, no, I'm the best I ever felt. Like, I'm going into this.
I'm gonna gas myself up when I have so many people.
But it's just you leaning
to,
like LeBron used to have commercials leaning into his greatness. He was a chosen one. Like Kobe used to say, "Man, look, man, I'm mama mental. I'm on it. Like, what y'all gonna do? I know where I'm at." When Kobe caught the rape case, like, he could have been like, "Man, look, I got to get my household in order. Like, I'm taking this shit off." LeBron at Game 6 Celtics, when they facing the elimination, like, he could have been like, "Man, this shit too much." Like, nah. Like, what would we? So that I take all that and I just think about that stuff. And when she leans into her greatness, like, what does that say about being a professional athlete? And that's a narrative that I've been seeing. That's just not me.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I try to stay in line with the sports athlete thing, but I want to talk about a lot of other factors. Okay. You know how, I'm not sure how big y'all's following is on social media, but you gonna get hate if you have a big following.
Of course.
So you know how many people are steadily talking her down, like we talked about in the workplace, how many haters and stuff we have. For me, I'm gonna always big up myself, like, especially if it's used like by doing words of affirmation. Like, y'all can quote this, "I'm the best therapist out here." Yes, there might be a whole bunch of other dope therapists, but I'm the plug. Holla at me. So that would be me leaning on that. But if I'm facing so much adversity, sometimes I got to say that or feel that just to hype myself up because of the fact that I'm dealing with so much. And then also in Simone Biles' case, fact, she is the greatest. Like her stats don't lie. Mm-hmm. So I feel like for me that might be like, I don't want to say a defense mechanism, because that puts a negative connotation on it. But like, if I'm hit with so much adversity again today, like at all the time, I just want y'all to check y'all facts real quick. Like,
LeBron has done that, and they get on him about when he lost to he was like, "Man, they got to go home to their miserable lives." Remember that interview?
Never said miserable. He said you got to go back home and live the life that you live, and I got to go home and do whatever. But everybody took it as miserable.
Well, I'm just. I got you, T. I got you, T.
That's true. They are miserable.
I got you.
Are miserable.
That's what I'm saying. No,
I don't understand.
Life was miserable.
Yeah, let's see.
Straight up.
Those people's lives are miserable.
But if all people want them to say, if you're a reporter and you're like, "Simone, and you're like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm the greatest," like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if she second guessed herself for 1 second and was like, "Actually, the competition is really stiff and I don't know if I could do it," people would be like, "Wow, USA is done. Simone Biles is second guessing herself. She's not as confident as we thought. Is she the greatest?" LeBron would be put on a nail into the wall. Like, he would be done.
We're realizing how big their platform is and how many opinions that they're faced with. Because like she said, they're damned if they do or they're damned if they don't. So if I come in talking my shit, I'm cocky.
Like Tom Brady, they would have killed Tom Brady if he'd have went to the fucking Tampa Bay and stunk it up. They would have killed him. But he demolished all of that talk about just going through the season where they lost 5 games.
We're also talking about a white male.
Exactly.
If we want to keep a white male talking about a white
come on, man. We're talking about sports. Let's stop.
Exactly. We're talking about
I got you. Hold on.
No, wait.
No. Come on, man. Let me get this.
If he would have just not been great, like if he would have just had like a go to the wild card game and lost, he would have been.
No way. They would have said something about Bill Belichick. And they would have said the shit about Bill Belichick. They would have said
that, but it wouldn't have been shit.
Okay. But I'm just talking about them saying that, "Oh, you can't do it without Bill. You can't." Like, so he demolished all of that talk by just going out and winning. just going out and playing.
If that would have been LeBron or another black male, just been like, okay, he did his job.
Cause look at LeBron flag.
I'm not doing the black and white thing. I'm just talking about sports.
That's what it is.
I'm talking about sports.
That's what it is.
That's sports. That is sports.
Drew Brees lost, and nobody said a goddamn thing.
Drew Brees has a championship.
Tom Brady got 5 before this year. He got 6 now.
It's a minute argument. I was just throwing that in there as it's a
different thing. Before we left your crib, you was watching The Last Dance.
Yes.
The same thing with Michael Jordan.
I feel like we can use an example with Sha'Carri and Michael Phelps. It's a race thing.
It's a race thing. Michael Phelps went through a scandal, and nobody said
weed.
A goddamn
he got in trouble
thing.
for weed
but
too.
The difference with Phelps, though, I will throw some bail, is that his wasn't during competition, and he never got caught for anything. He never failed a drug test.
Isn't that how he got caught?
No,
I'm not very sports
savvy.
savvy.
A video of him.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot.
That's even worse.
But what I'm saying is he never failed a drug test.
That was Odell Beckham. Like they just thought he had a line of coke or some shit.
They caught him smoking weed.
What I'm saying
in
is
the
he never failed a drug test during the competition. So there is a difference between those two. I know people have tried to make a comparison between. I agree. I think that there are some. We have some.
I agree too. I'm just throwing the other narrative out there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say Sha'Carri's issue was slightly different than what happened with Michael Phelps. I would say that. But let's get off sports.
The whole shit is bullshit.
I thought that was our goal. Okay, never mind.
No. Let's get off sports for a second though, because we were kind of talking about.
Well, can I get something slightly off before we get on sports? Because I feel like this will play to everything else. I feel like with a lot of these athletes, we forget now the new power of social media.
Definitely, that's
even
what I was
us on the. Okay, my bad. Let me let you do your job. I'm gonna let you do your job.
So has social media heightened everyone's mental health problems?
I think it's heightened and made it worse.
You know, we see
definitely.
You know, during the ice storm, the only person who had power in the entire city of Houston was Don P over here. My mental health was fucked up. I wanted to go buy his crib.
Nigga was looking over the city in the road.
I took a shit in a bag.
Whoa!
Oh, that was already documented on the podcast.
I missed that episode.
I took a shit in a bag.
You know,
that was a high stream,
and I didn't want to do it in the toilet.
Podcast.
But hold on, you see all
this
these
dude
people
had power.
You see all these people getting to the pandemic during the pandemic. They're making this money. Cats got PPP loans. Everything is happening. Do you think that the
social media was huge before the PPP loans?
Okay.
Like if we're talking imposter syndrome. Like I see this other therapist who's my exact age, but yeah, she got like 20,000 followers. She making videos. She making money. I'm like, well, damn, Aaliyah, like maybe you're not that good. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? As maybe, I don't know how transparent you feel like being, but as us as female, I see all these Instagram models with this body and I got this natural fupa working.
No, but that's a real thing.
Like,
I'm just saying,
but it's like y'all hard-eyesing right under it. So for me, it's like, well, you know, my therapy post only got like 4 posts. Maybe from showing some ass, like maybe they'll give me like 1K. Like even for like, well, I can't really speak to males and how y'all feel about social media, so I'm gonna stick like on females. Like even if it's like career wise, follower wise, body wise, like social media,
it gives you an avenue to compare yourself to all these people who you don't even know, and it's people that you don't even know their situations, but you're like, oh, you know, people are like, oh, goals on couples that they don't know
all
what
these
they're
relationship goals, but yet you getting cheated on and you posting goals.
Right.
Like, I want to be the. Like,
I know so
Cardi.
many like that.
How many people was like, oh, I want to be like Cardi and Offset? How many times that man done
cheated?
Look,
I don't know what people are
it
going
makes
through.
us seem like, well, you ain't doing what Offset did. You ain't bring me no roses when
but
you
cheated.
But it's
because people only put forth the most perfect.
That's some bullshit.
It
is in real life.
We have a professional here, so you
I'm talking about is in real life. I deal with. Look, I'm a trainer in my profession, so I deal with women every day of the week.
So you should hear them complain about how this Instagram body.
Yes, I got a couple of them that go get the surgery done.
No, but they all aspire to be that because that's unfortunately what we see as a norm.
But their real life conversation to me is, well, the two that has got it, they had children, so they just want to get rid of the excess skin,
the fupa,
fupa, all that, excess skin, but they're very in shape and all that. But it's just like they have husbands and they live their lives with their kids, and so they looking at that shit, and I tell them, man, just that you really don't care. No. Stop it. Let me tell you what I'm telling you. What they're telling me. I tell them what you telling me is that you really don't care that much. You only care when you get on Instagram. You don't care that much.
They're not going to tell you the power of social media. That's what we're talking
about. No. But I try to get them to understand that you don't care as much as you think you care.
But it's different when I'm on my phone 7 hours a day, and that's all I'm saying.
Now, how insane is that?
It's not
insane at all.
That is insane.
I agree with you, it is, but it's
because you live a day-to-day life.
It's life, though.
But reality. Okay, so no offense. I know I just met you, and I don't want to try no conflict on stuff. I feel like you might live in like a bubble to some extent. Like you've had a blessed family and everything like that. But what you're saying is not the average. Even like I get you work with some dope ass females.
Social media is still new.
But I feel like
social media is still new.
I work with a lot of women, and
2014. 2015
been out since 2003.
No, fuck all that. I'm talking about the Instagram shit.
No, but that's social media though. People were fronting on their lives.
Instagram is what bust this whole shit open. Yes, it was. What the fuck?
You're wrong.
I understand what you're saying.
I would say the mental health in comparison, I would say it got worse with Instagram. I'll give him that.
It got very worse.
I can tell you right
Technology
now.
Technology moved fast within the last 5 years. No, because I know what I'm telling you. Nigga, we both grew up in the same era.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
You did not get mad at people when they didn't have you in their top 5.
Nigga, yes. Nigga, what you mean?
Mental health was wrong.
Bro,
you see what I'm saying?
No, LP, listen. Like LP, you talking, then I'll talk.
Okay, so what I'm saying is,
y'all look, I'm gonna do how y'all do in my therapy session.
Right? But
like this is your talking stick.
I got the
talking
stick.
While you have the talking stick,
you're
you
trying
can talk
to say
and then pass it to him, and no interrupting.
Accelerated since 2014. That is correct. But people been having problems with social media way back since Black Planet, my nigga.
I feel you. I was there.
And then we're gonna get back to him because I don't think he ever hit his initial point. So we're gonna come back and let him get his point. So what he's
trying to say is that.
No, you can't say what he's trying to say.
No, I want him to do.
It got worse with the use of filters and things that are fake on social media. But people were comparing their lives since 2003 on Black Planet, Facebook. As all of those platforms got bigger, people were trying to compare themselves to people they didn't even know.
Christian Mingle.
That's what was happening. Not Christian Mingle.
Okay, hold on.
Fuck out of here.
Go ahead.
But so look, the rules. Do not interrupt him while he's talking. Let him finish his point.
Hold it.
Hold the stick.
I don't
Yes, hold the talking
hold the talking stick.
Go ahead.
And ain't nobody gonna interrupt you. As long as you have the stick,
it very much so heightened when you, like you said, 2014, 15, and then you got dating, you got Tinder, it's so much options. People are looking at what you talking about. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, yeah. So you got Tinder, you got Instagram, the Instagram is really what busted open. So that's when I knew I need to get out of this game, because living in Houston, you gonna get caught up fucking with all this shit. Like you just gonna get fucked up. Chill out,
man. Chill out.
I mean, it's gonna come out later, but yeah, it's going down. But anyway, no. All I'm saying is you're right. But what busted wide open was this surgery shit. Nicki Minaj came out with the ass, and everybody want to be Nicki Minaj, like the surgery shit. But when my thing is, I live a day-to-day life with doing training, and I deal with women all day, every day. And they got these problems. They say that what they want to look like and what they want to do with their body. A lot of them have children and have husbands. A lot of them have children, first of all. And they want to just, do something about their mid area. And it's just like, okay, I understand that. But it's just like, how much do you really care about the next woman or the next person doing? Because in real life, they're going through this, even with the surgery, going through the same shit that you're going through mentally. And I've worked with those women too. So it's just like, in my mind, like, how insane is that for you to think that you're second place? That's it.
Okay. If I'll speak as a person with a vagina, I can't reach the stick, man.
Phil get it. Phil got it.
That's what she said.
Shit, I ain't never heard that. Shit.
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead, Tanisha.
I was about to say, if I could speak as somebody that actually has a vagina and grew up with insecurity issues.
I was just about to say, like, it's different saying that as a male. And it's different. And he's talking about a lot of married women. Single women is different.
When when we were growing up, I feel like the woman's body that people wanted was different from what it is now. It used to be very natural. It used to be a slimmer frame. And growing up, I was always the biggest person in my family. So I was like, well, I'm fat. Like, I don't look like these girls. So I wanted to look like them. So I was like, well, what can I do to be skinny and not have any body at all? Like, I didn't want thighs. I didn't want hips. I didn't want ass. Like, that wasn't cool back then. And then as things progressed and the thick body got coveted, and then that's when women started getting surgeries and everything. Now that's the thing. And it's like, oh, but you got it, you natural. But it's like, but I'm not perfect like that, because she got the ribs and now her belly button is perfect and now her ass sits up perfectly, and y'all out here hard. Like, the insecurities continue. And so Instagram made it worse, but it was already there. It's just another avenue to put it, boom, in your face. It's more accessible. Before it was Vibe magazine, now it's Instagram.
I would agree. And again, I think it's very different, like she said, for males and females. Like, males, I guess, like y'all, some of y'all are ingrained to have like a sense of like confidence, self-worth. Like Beyonce has said it, like, as women, we're trained to like appease men and to like do better. You know what I'm saying? So if I see my man or this guy like in Nicki Minaj's picture, it's like, well, dang, I got a flat booty. Like, maybe, that's not what he wants. And I get that, like, you don't agree in a lot of the women you work with, but like I said earlier, not defensive. You might be in like a certain bubble, but I see a lot of women, and I would say 90% of the women that I deal with is self-esteem issues. And a lot of that is based on either it's like I've been cheated on, or I had family structure issues, Instagram. And again, I see why, and that's why I tell people, like, get off social media. But a lot of people do. If I ain't got nothing else to do in my downtime, I'm just going to scroll. But I'm with you. Like, why give that much energy to it?
I tell them, just the best thing for you to do is just work out, be consistent, be you, and the right man to come. Like, the right person will come in your life. It really will.
That sounds dope and all.
I know it's cliche. I know it is.
I'm a single mother. I'm a business owner. Like, I know for you, it's like come to the gym for like an hour.
It's a bunch of fuck niggas that's gonna come your way.
No, but I'm saying like, but I'm just talking about time wise. You're saying like just come to the gym and work out. But like, if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a single mother. Like, I can't have a babysitter all the time. It's not. And then also, if we're talking finances, I can't always be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym. No,
I'm not even talking about gym shit.
It's easy for me to be like, me and my son finna swing by McDonald's real quick, and we're gonna eat this food. So I got enough time. I don't. I'm lying. I don't eat McDonald's. Okay, I'm lying. I don't. I'm lying. I do not eat McDonald's.
You don't want to do
but
that.
I'm just saying, for the average single woman, like, I personally don't eat McDonald's. Actually, I'm anti-McDonald's, to clarify. But that's my example.
I'm just piggybacking off him, because he got to talk. He won't let him go. I'm just
he been waiting patiently.
I'm just going off this though, because you say you don't want to do McDonald's stuff. Just as an example, and don't elaborate on it. We're gonna let Phil go. But even with that, the time being spent eating the McDonald's with your child it's huge to that child in a mental capacity, just in itself. Like, nobody can dictate what time used is effective. So, like, if it's at a McDonald's or goddamn Toys R Us or Best Buy, whatever, if you're with your child, because she said being at McDonald's, you kind of like, nah, not McDonald's. You don't do that. That could be effective in a positive way for that child.
No, not for his body.
You're talking as a trainer.
If I'm only making $500 a month,
that's health.
But mental health though.
Nigga, health.
Let Phil say what he got to say. Phil got to talk and say. I want to know what he got to say.
Hey, listen,
you want to eat that shit.
Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah. It's tough because y'all been bouncing all over the place. But just going back to social media. So I'll give an example. Previously, when I was dating, like if I date a girl, I would only have to worry about what me and her have going on, right? My college, let's just go back to college. Me and my college girlfriend, only me and her knew what took place. Like, if I cheated, if she cheated, it would just be between me and her. So I have a fiance who early on in Instagram was one of the biggest people out there. She had 100K followers in 2013. Now she has over 250,000 followers. So my relationships, everything is different now. I've been in airports before. I've been in the store. I've been in apartments around the city, and people have come up to me and said, "Hey, I know you. You're Lily's fiance," and it's strange. People were even seeing videos of me out. Oh, Lily, I seen your boyfriend.
Social media.
So social media has heightened everything. So now I have these eyes on me that I wouldn't even know, and I'm just doing my 1-2, my regular thing. Not saying I'm doing anything bad, but due to her having such a status on social media, and she having fans or whatever the case may be, or just people that love her, it makes the whole dynamic of the relationship different. So whether it's Black Planet, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Christian Mingle, whatever the case may be, I agree with all of y'all. Like, it makes your relationship different. If your woman is on social media, it's a part of your relationship.
The podcast makes your relationship different.
Exactly.
Like, straight up. Like,
well, I'll just speak from my relationship. From my relationship, like, she'll comment on something that I said, that's just for that moment.
But it still makes it different, though. That would have been something you wouldn't even have to deal with.
I can speak,
but it's not a thing.
I can speak from personal experience. I was in a relationship at the beginning of this year, and I've been trying to like be a guest on a lot of podcasts. And one of his things was like, "Oh, you flirting with that nigga?" And it's like,
see,
I'm not. Like, I'm just trying to like.
You can't say that.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't project
yourself.
I'm speaking from a Houston player.
Okay, I'm saying, but it never happened with. No, but I'm saying like, no, I'm saying it never happened.
Not that.
Everybody ain't like that, man.
That's what I'm saying, though. You gotta
like even the chemistry on some of these shows, like some guy would be like, "Oh, you cute," you know what I'm saying?
I walk in the gallery and my lady walking in front of me.
That's you.
Yeah,
that's just you though, Jay.
You can't think.
I feel you, but I just don't. That type of shit, he need to work on.
No, you can't say that.
Does he need to work on that or not?
You can't say that. No relationship.
He would agree.
No, but I wouldn't say that he is a rarity.
Exactly.
There's a lot of men who are
they need to work on it.
I got the talking stick.
Casey.
I got the talking stick. What I'm saying is, you cannot. You're going to drive yourself mad. You're going to mess up your own mental trying to put your perspective on other people.
Oh, no. But I feel you. I feel you.
You just did it.
I work. You know
I know that. But
I do think your thinking isn't as broad as it could be. I do think your thinking and your perception could be a lot broader.
Fuck shit,
don't work.
Look, hold on. All right.
Wait, he has the talking stick.
Talking stick off.
No, talking stick on. We're listening.
We got to turn it off because we generally only go about an hour. And we were supposed to do other topics, so we're going to cut this one here today. We might have to do a part 2. We might have to.
I'm down to come back.
Because this is a good conversation. I think it's a good opportunity for us to continue.
You don't like this conversation? Why are you shaking your head?
No, so
I knew he was going to do this.
That's good. This is the type of conversation we need. Yeah. We can't always in here and just kick shit. Sometimes you got to talk about the real stuff.
Yeah. No,
and I love all the opposing views.
And we do that.
I love all the different backgrounds. I love. That's one thing I love.
And that's why
even y'all are different as brothers. Like y'all's perceptions and backgrounds are very different.
We'll get into that later too. So look, let's make sure that people know where they can find you again. And we'll say that this is part 1, and then we'll jump into a part 2. We will schedule a part 2 in short order. So let's
hope he ain't playing with me. I've been trying to get on his books for like a month. But I'll let you make it. Again, my name is Aaliyah the Therapist. You can find me on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook. And actually a lot of like the search for counselors, like Psychology Today, Therapy for Black Girls, I'm on there as well, listed as Leah Watson.
Okay. So Leah, what do we need to do as a group to make sure that after today the podcast continues? Because right now I think there's a beef going on.
Nah, we good.
I don't think there's any beef because y'all been doing this for 4 years. I feel like, after a while, that's one thing I like tell my clients, accept people where they are. Y'all been doing this for 4 years. Y'all all know each other's personalities. So let everybody be who they are. That's why y'all show thrives. So I'm sure that y'all are going to be good. But I hope that even in segments when I'm possibly not here, if we do come back, I think that y'all have some great topics. No.
Definitely enjoyed this one.
Do some mental. Keep bringing up mental health. Like I think it's super dope. All the different perspectives. Y'all coming from a background of like, let's talk about it. Your background with your dad and how that impacted you, and somebody who's experienced therapy. Like I think it's a super dope, different background, and we have a dope ass female back here who, you know, gives y'all a different perspective as well. So I just hope y'all keep the conversation of mental health going.
We definitely will. So look, I guess we just got to shut the episode down now. This has been episode 154.
Are y'all gonna smile?
No, we don't smile a lot as it is. You know,
I do. Shit, I got dimples.
So come on, everybody smile for the ending.
We gonna box
smiling raises endorphins.
Y'all, the beginning of this, I don't know, should I put this in the beginning or the end?
Go ahead, go.
No, I'm talking about where should this be at? Like,
what you want?
Or should we add the therapy session that we had before or after this? So depending upon where people depending upon where people hear this, they're gonna be like, what was going on?
Let this be after.
Okay.
Because what we did before, that shit was not our norm. It takes us out of our normalcy and what our fans expect. They gonna like the shit.
Yeah. We all.
If they don't, then they know they can get these hands.
You need therapy. That's what they gonna say after all of that.
Okay, so look here.
So
let's go straight into the baby.
DaBaby. We gotta start Kanye.
Call Kanye.
Because if anything could lead to the conversation that we just had before we started now, Kanye can be a part of that conversation. Yeah. They said he renting $1 million a night.
Yes.
In the Superdome to finish his album. Album comes out next Friday. Are y'all running? Well, let's talk to Jesus is King right now. Yeah. Let's go ahead, Kanye. What you got right now, man?
Man, Kanye he different, man. Like his whole process of making music and everything. One thing that we can't deny about Kanye is his musical genius. So whatever that man doing to focus and buckle down to do his music thing, I'm cool with it. And for someone to have a listening party in front of a sold out NFL football stadium in all red and a red muscle shirt,
that was the
with
wildest
a mask on, and people go crazy, shows you how much of a whole grass he has on our culture.
So he's renting out the stadium for $1 million a night?
Yes. He said he's finishing his album. He's living in the Superdome, in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, and he's renting it for $1 million a night. $1 million a night.
He came to the soccer game in the same outfit he did the listening party in because the soccer game.
He posted his room. Hey man, training camp about to start. We ain't got time for that shit, nigga.
No,
get your ass out.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't forgot about MAGA Kanye.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that guy.
I'm
good.
There you go.
I'm serious. Like, I ain't just like, I gotta listen to Donda.
Yeah.
No.
You ain't gotta listen to Donda?
I'm not like I gotta listen to Donda. Like You're not like that.
And I'm gonna listen to it though.
And I'm not faulting. No, I don't gotta.
Yeah, you will.
I mean,
you will. Because it's gonna be there. Like it's gonna show up on your streaming app, and you're gonna listen to it.
Dude, if I show you my Spotify, I listen to the same podcast and I listen to my same playlist.
I got you, but what
pretty
I'm
much all the time.
It's gonna be hard not to tap into what everybody else is talking about, at least in that one moment.
No, I give you that
because we do a podcast also.
No, because I listened to what was it that was trending? Rip Young, Isaiah Rashad,
yeah.
And I listened to it, and I was like, man, this shit ain't like that.
Yeah, I've been on that new Pop Smoke here recently.
No,
me too.
Yeah,
that Pop Smoke jam.
That's hard. Yeah.
But I'm like, that shit ain't that. Like for it to be like, oh, this is the greatest thing. Like people.
But speaking of music and that Pop Smoke, I heard this, and so it's not an original thought, but it is because I heard it on the Joe Budden podcast. You know how much death my man is talking in his unreleased music.
Oh yeah, I was
like, you can't put that much death into the world, bro.
What? But I mean, that goes back into the Tupac Biggie thing.
I know you can't do that. Like,
hey, regardless. Y'all niggas can't tell me if I'm gonna listen to Kanye or not.
We know that. What we're saying is we do a podcast, so we're hoping that you listen to it.
Did you fucked with like Ye? Like they got the I feel like I'm free.
Is that the one with Kid Cudi?
No, that's the one. That's the Kid See Ghost.
Yeah,
that shit. The two songs
I listened
go hard.
to the Kid because I like Kid Cudi.
That was after the MAGA Kanye.
Because I like Kid Cudi,
but that's Kanye.
But I like Kid Cudi.
I feel you. I like him too.
So that outweighs it. Like I like Kid Cudi.
But Kid Cudi fuck with him.
I like Kid Cudi.
I can separate the artist from his.
You say that.
We already know R. Kelly.
You say that.
It's okay.
You say
that. I listen to
R. Kelly.
You still don't know the Sex in the Kitchen.
I don't know.
Since we talking about R. Kelly, what's your feelings on him that he came that he's getting on trial for pretty much fucking little boys?
Hey, that's out of the docket.
Hey man, whatever a brother want to do in his personal time. Hey, listen.
Oh
no, not look.
Hey, chill out. Hey man, look,
young boys.
DaBaby.
Listen, he's a criminal. Okay.
Yeah,
but his music I like. That's it.
Okay, with him fucking young boys.
Hey man,
we don't know.
No, he's not.
We don't know.
He's on trial. Allegedly. He's on trial for it.
Look here, DaBaby, right? Then that goes right into what we're talking about
homophobic comments.
Homophobic comments and separating music from the artists and how hip hop is moving towards this PC culture that we don't know nothing about because we all grew up in DMX. Lil Wayne's saying shit. Man, you know what?
Why isn't it adaptable though? As much as we talk about sports and we all incorporated sports and we know how people got to adapt. LeBron had to adapt. Tom Brady had to adapt.
Adapt to what?
You have to adapt to the times.
What are you talking about though? To make the comparison.
You have to adapt, like in regards to LeBron. LeBron was fast paced, all that. Now he's more stronger, but at the same time, the change of pace have changed. So we seeing him shoot more threes. Seeing him shoot more threes. Seeing Tom Brady.
That got to do with father time.
Don't ask me a question. Don't ask me a question and then cut me off.
Nigga,
let me go.
Time.
Tom Brady went from a gunslinger to just kind of being systematic. But now he's back slinging that thing because he's adapting.
Whoa.
Hip PC, whatever you said, PC control. Okay, go ahead, dude.
Here's my question.
This talking stick is obviously needed because you can't ask me a question and then cut me off.
Here's my question.
You talk all day in the podcast.
I let you talk the entire method with old girl.
Here's my question for everybody. So, is the DaBaby, and I'll go to Phil first, then I'll go to KC, and then I'll go to JC.
Well, I'm last.
So, is the DaBaby wrong for his personal opinion? Because that's his opinion. It has nothing to do with anyone else.
Can we set it up first?
Nigga, you last.
Podcast.
Well, most people have seen what happened. We're a week behind already. So at Rolling Loud, DaBaby gets on stage and he talks basically homophobic comments. If you don't have HIV, you rocking with me. If you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, you rocking with me. Just random inflammatory stuff. But to him, that's his personal opinion. So in setting it up, do we have to, assassinate him for his opinion?
Oh man, I mean, not really, but at the same time, what KC was saying was, bro, you have to adapt. Like if the thing that I like about DaBaby, if stuff comes his way, he deals with it head on. He don't run from it. He don't shy away from it. He'll address it. He don't go missing or none of that type of stuff. So I respect him for that. But at the same time, come on, DaBaby, like you can't say those type of things, but. Then at the same time, it's like, that's his opinion. That's how he feel. You ain't going to change his mind. So it's just like, it really is what it is. Plus, with things only last a week nowadays.
Of course. Yeah, this is going to be over.
It'll be over.
By the time we post this.
Forget, and they'll be listening to DaBaby in no time.
It will not.
Okay, KC, your turn. Go.
Hell no, it would not. That guy's done.
I don't think so.
Dude, this is why. It's a difference. It's a difference between amongst our culture. Yes, in a week or so it'll be done, unless you get trial for it and you put on this grandstand like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and all that.
Yeah.
But like you see, I mean, T.I. he gets it but he still got his followers and stuff like that. But DaBaby, you got Elton John coming for you. You got Leslie Jordan coming for you. You got Madonna coming for you. That gonna change the whole the atmosphere, because most of his stuff, as much as we say, like how you said, the black community in a week fold will be done, whatever. That can go for music as well. A lot of his success came from whites.
That's fair. That's
he was
fair.
On SNL.
He was on SNL.
He with the shits.
He was on SNL.
Jabberwockies, all that. Leslie Jordan, Madonna, Elton John tweeting about you.
So what you think, Jason?
Bruh, that's gonna get real soon.
I got you, JC. What you think?
First of all, when I heard it, I'm like, nigga, why would you say that in this climate? That's dumb. Then I thought, well, hold up. Okay, so I remember being in the club. The only thing that he said that was something that was wild was the parking lot shit. The
I think the HIV thing was a little wild too.
I've heard that from MCs and DJs in the club,
but
and people.
2021.
I'm just
Yeah,
that. Think about what I just said.
I know. I got you.
So I've heard that in our culture, in the club.
I have to.
That's what I'm saying. You come from. We all come from that
cloth.
But
we're saying 2021.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's when I first heard it, I was like, bro, why would you say that? Even though that's a thing to say, and people will respond to that.
Yeah.
The other thing is, we got two exceptions to the rule in our culture, and that is 50 Cent and Bootsy. What?
Let him finish. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite.
Yeah,
you
go
finish.
50 Cent and Bootsy are not getting canceled. No, they never gonna get canceled. And Bootsy just said some wild shit about Lil Nas X.
He did say some wild shit.
Some wild shit. That nigga ain't getting canceled.
In our community, he's not, but in the broader community, he can't get his Instagram back. He can't be on social media. He's kind of canceled.
That nigga got $1 million rent. That nigga ain't losing money. No way.
Now you losing money if you're not on Instagram.
Huh?
Straight up.
Bro, he's been off of Instagram for like 2 years. That nigga.
No.
It ain't been 2 years, but you're definitely.
He's gonna lose some money.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna be broke, is what I'm saying.
No, we ain't
counting nobody's pocket.
I'm just
going to your point.
All I said was 50 Cent and Boosie are the exceptions of the rule. When you
that's fair.
Lean into your villainism, if that's even a word. And I'm not defending what he said. So you think that's what
DaBaby's doing?
Because this nigga done killed somebody. Think about it. No, that's improved in court.
Yeah, but he was self-defense. So you got to say that.
Yeah,
okay.
Add that to it.
Add that to it. Thank you. You look at his career. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't did like so. If he's gonna do that, which I think he should just shut up and just let the shit roll over, like we said, like our people do in the week. We just gonna find something else to talk about. Just let the shit roll over and you'll be all right, dog. You got people like, I mean, if you're gonna let me talk, you're just gonna let me talk.
I didn't even say nothing.
You said dog.
Yeah, but that's not talking to you.
But you cutting me off. I feel you. But anyway, we gonna do that, and it's just like, bro, he brought Tory Lanez out. This guy he wants to be that character in the game, like just going against the rules, going against the grain.
So maybe let me stop you there, and then we'll do a quick round and close out the baby.
Hold on, no, but I just want to finish what I was saying. But go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
So basically, what I've been doing, I tried to give everybody 2 minutes. So I've given you 2.5 now. That's what I was doing.
Go ahead. So what you say?
Minutes. So what I would say is I understand where you're coming from as it relates to him leaning into, I got mentored by 50. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, etc. But I think
drop the video.
But I think the issue might be there's so many surrounding circumstances, like the Meg getting shot thing. Him bringing Tory up, that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may lean into some stuff.
Even I was gonna go into that, bro. I'm not defending this nigga.
Sounds like you are.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not defending Tory Lanez, and I'm just stating what I think about the situation itself. Tory Lanez, bro, if you sit back with your open mind, he hasn't had a trial yet. We don't know who shot this girl.
I think we do know, though, because there was a police report.
About what?
About the shooting.
Okay, and it's been 4 minutes. It's been 4 minutes.
No, man.
It's been 4 minutes.
I'm out, bro.
It's been 4 minutes.
Peace out. Go ahead.
Dog, this nigga literally has a restraining order.
He does.
He can't be around this girl at all.
Yeah.
And had the audacity to not only show up at the same vicinity that she was in, but come in right after the set in a mask, whole thing, in a costume. The dude is just like blatantly disrespectful. He's a peon. DaBaby is a peon. Like, they just peons, bro. Regardless of the situation, DaBaby has worked with, I guarantee, we do this podcast. I guarantee that if some stuff that was going on that was out public, it would be talked about amongst us in a confidential setting, like
we all dressing each other
in depth.
Yeah.
So I guarantee that possibly happened amongst DaBaby and the Meg, because they not only have like one or two, I think they have 3 like tracks together that have reached the top 100.
Oh yeah, his biggest song is a Meg song.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So they've been around each other. Yeah. It's not like we made the song and then I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And she even said in a previous interview at an award show how much she loves DaBaby, like because of their in-depth conversations and hanging around each other. So for him to pull that stuff, like that's some whole shit. And then you got a dude that's supposed to be a restrainer. That's like a domestic abuse, like
showing up to the crib.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, it's okay for us
a family picnic.
And it's okay for us to have a difference of opinion here. The Rockets, what's my man's name? Superbad. That what's that movie my man played in? It just came out here recently. It came out like 2 years ago. Superbad, where my nigga he's on the show with the girl from Blackish. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The dude from Blackish, they got that show Grownish. He's in it. He played that character. He looks like that dude from Roll Bounce also.
Superfly.
With the Rockets drafted Superfly. Can Jalen Green really hoop or not?
Oh, yeah. He's the real deal.
I've never seen him hoop.
Oh, yeah. He's real deal.
In real deal in what way?
In every way. Whatever you want.
Could he have been the number 1 pick?
Definitely.
Is he comparable to Cade?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
He could have been the number 1.
Yeah.
I would say this. I would even go to this far. If you look back at my tweets and stuff, I am a Kevin Porter Jr. fan.
And he on the Rockets now.
I wanted them to draft Kevin Porter Jr. Even when he was able to be drafted. I wanted Pistons to draft him. They didn't draft him. He ended up going to the Cavaliers. No matter of fact, I take that back. We did draft him. We traded him.
To the Cavs. You sure did.
We traded him to the Cavs. And I was like, why did we trade him? I was like, he's that cold. And then when he got cut, even before he even got cut, when he was able to get traded, I'm like, trade for Kevin Porter. And then when he didn't get traded and he got cut or whatever, and he got picked up, it's like, dog, pick up Kevin Porter Jr. If the Pistons would have picked up Kevin Porter Jr., it would have been a perfect fitting for him to go to.
The Rockets
for Jalen Green to get him.
Yeah.
The Rockets won the draft by far.
So the Rockets' new team is basically all rebuilding, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing but rookies, and I guess who's their vet on the
Christian
team now?
Wood.
He ain't no vet really though.
But he cold.
He nice.
And they got him on a nice contract. So I would say this, for a franchise to lose a all-around superstar that they lost, James Harden, Russell Westbrook.
Shit, yeah, and Chris Paul the year before.
Yeah,
but they lost James Harden, Russell Westbrook. But them a year removed, not even a year removed, a season removed from losing those two, to have a nucleus of Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green,
Christian Wood.
Not even that. Josh Christopher is a dog. He is nice. Then you got KJ Martin, and then you got the two European bigs, bro. They have a nucleus. Yeah. That's the best instant rebuild that I've seen in the NBA.
Would you rather be them or the Thunder?
Huh?
Would you rather be the Rockets or the Thunder?
The Rockets. The Thunder.
I don't know, man. I believe the Thunder got. I believe all those picks that they can go trade something for.
No,
they still got SGA.
Bro. Yes, they did.
Somehow they turned Dort into an asset. I don't know how that happened,
dog,
because he couldn't even shoot.
Look who they picked in the draft.
Yeah, I know that hurt.
That's the thing. They think they can outthink everybody, and now they got the assets. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna pull a Danny Ainge 2.0. They got all the assets in the draft, and they gonna think they can outthink everybody and get like the steal of the draft and use picks where they shouldn't be. They should just go for the simple thing and then mess themselves over.
Yeah.
Dog, did you see the weaknesses of the guy they drafted at 6?
He can't hoop, bro.
Somebody was like, yo, his weaknesses was ball handling,
basketball.
quickness, athleticism,
basically basketball,
shooting. And then the person was like, damn, he just his weakness is basketball.
All right, we got to hit it. Westbrook. LeBron corresponded.
Right.
Does Westbrook help or hurt the Lakers?
Yeah.
And I know JC, you've talked about Westbrook before, either not being a winning player or a winning player. Can LeBron get him in line?
Of course, man. Listen, man. Westbrook.
I don't know, bro.
Well, listen, let me tell you what Westbrook.
This nigga said JC. He started talking.
Oh shit!
He started with him, bro. He started with you. He was just saying.
Go ahead.
Westbrook is.
Give a damn about you being in your feelings about the DaBaby, nigga.
Go ahead.
Fuck you, that nigga, man.
Westbrook will help.
You a social media nigga.
I am
like
not.
You one of them commenting.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Phil, go
I'm
ahead.
a consistent nigga.
No, you're not.
If you're a whole ass nigga, you show trace of it, I'm gonna call you out on it.
Go ahead.
Simple as that.
Like you know him.
Go ahead, Phil.
It's right there in my system.
Phil,
I don't give a damn about this shit no more.
Let's go, Phil. Let me hear you.
Stupid.
Nigga in his feelings about DaBaby, nigga.
Phil, go ahead.
What the fuck wrong with this nigga?
Phil, go ahead.
I just want to talk.
Talking stick. Go ahead. What you about to say?
Man, I forgot, man.
No, you didn't. You
Look,
talking
I
about
got something to say. I think Westbrook. With LeBron, people don't understand that he just wants somebody that can be steady with the offense. I think he learned that with playing with Rondo. But with Rondo, he know that nigga don't want to score. Like he just want to make the right play.
Yeah, because Rondo was wild a couple times.
Exactly. But fucking LeBron wants to be the smartest man on the court at all times. Even though Rondo was the best floor general we ever seen, almost. So it's just like with Westbrook, he's gonna shoot the ball. He's not gonna be as efficient as shooting. AD is gonna be their top scorer.
Which we think was already happening though.
It was already happening.
Yeah.
That's their superstar. So I don't know if it'll get them over the top right now, but like over the Nets, that's what the whole narrative is.
Yeah, that's the
team. I don't with Westbrook, I love it. Like I love the look of it, but I don't know how it's gonna work out in the long run.
So I would say let's let them fill out their roster first. But the thing, I'll just take away the positive because I like positive shit. So I think that Westbrook intensity will help Anthony Davis. Like,
I ain't think about that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the way Westbrook attacks the game. Casey, you'll know this from hooping. When somebody's intense, such as yourself, bro, it rubs off on somebody like me who's kind of like a more laid back player. But if I see you like riled up like that and bringing it every night, I will be like, yo, I can't leave my boy out there like that. So if Westbrook can bring that dog out of Anthony Davis, that is going to be a problem. Also, he's going to relieve LeBron of some playmaking ability because, hey, one thing we can't deny is Westbrook is a hell of a playmaker. Like, even though that motherfucker can't shoot.
He can't shoot.
But he can make plays. And if LeBron needs to rest or whatever the case may be,
these are some players that they say is about to probably end up joining the Lakers, which is insane. They say DeRozan is pretty much hell bent on going to the Lakers.
I seen that.
And he is like going to take a pay cut.
Yeah, I seen that.
I know y'all gonna give me the eye because I'm Carmelo. It's on the way.
They say what? League minimum?
Yes.
He ain't gonna take league minimum.
Bro, look where he was out the league.
Fair. Fair.
Say JJ Redick.
No, he just got $20 million from the Mavs.
Exactly why he will take a pay cut to go.
They owe him.
Redick never won a ring, right?
Nope.
So he was on that Lob City team that never won. He was on the Philly team that never won.
Yep.
And then just recently on New Orleans.
And the Mavs.
But the Mavs didn't count because he didn't play.
Yeah.
He never even stepped on the floor.
So they say he may be in play.
They got one mid-level.
Then they say this is just crazy. They say Rudy Gay may be in play.
That doesn't even make any sense.
These are the names.
They already got $120 million.
Bro, these are the names that's been listed around. Mind you, on this part at least, I may be a credible source because I was the one that said Westbrook gonna be a Laker.
You did say that. But here's my thing though. It's not possible, I don't think, salary-wise, unless these guys are making $3.5 million.
Well, Schroeder, they can use Schroeder for a sign and trade for somebody.
Okay.
So I don't think if they can do a 3-team deal
Yeah.
If they could do a 3-team deal and possibly get like a Buddy Hield, then the JJ Redick and Rudy Gay probably get X'd out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you can find a big. You can find a big for the low. Carmelo will be minimum. You can use your whole mid-level exception.
What they gonna do with Drummond?
No, he's gone. He's
still on the roster.
Drummond just gonna be
he's a free agent.
Pushed around.
It's only 4 people on the roster.
What you mean? There's only 4 people.
There's only LeBron, Westbrook, AD, and Marc Gasol. I know 5. It's
THT.
No. It's McDaniels or some shit like that. Antonio Mc something. Antonio Mc something.
Some G League guy.
Like a end of the bench guy.
13th man.
13th man. Yeah.
McKinnon. The one that played McKinnon. Alfonso
the
McKinnon.
The one who wore the polo that one time when they let him play in the Lakers game.
Alfonso McKinnon.
Is that him?
I think he's the last one.
Okay.
But it's like a no-name type guy.
I got you.
But like everybody else are free agents. Schroeder is a he's a free agent that can sign and trade. Caruso is an unrestricted free agent.
He coming back. Caruso ain't going nowhere. He coming back.
Yeah.
Bron love Caruso.
Bron fuck with Caruso.
Bron love Caruso.
Yeah.
Right? They gonna make that money work. They gonna make that money work.
That's the thing though. Like they're gonna get vets because they're vets that are ring chasing.
True.
There are vets that are ring chasing.
So your choices for ring chasing are 4 teams: Nets, Bucks, Lakers, Clippers.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And not even so much Clippers because Kawhi's out with ACL.
I thought he'd be back in March.
No, hell no.
Not for
I thought it was a partial.
It is a partial, but you know how he
ain't gonna play.
He didn't play with a quad injury that wasn't even
but
torn.
A partial ACL, man, you back in 6 months.
A quad injury that wasn't even torn. He missed the entire season besides 9 games.
Then who would? Then the Suns? If CP3 signed?
I wouldn't even say Suns. I say it's 3 teams.
So Lakers, Nets.
No, matter of fact, if Klay Thompson is healthy,
Warriors.
Warriors got a nice little squad over there.
But they got a full roster. They ain't got a lot of space.
If Klay Thompson is healthy, they will be back.
Oh yeah, they for sure.
Okay, so to wrap up, I think the last thing I want to talk about is the Olympic team. Katie just passed Melo as the all-time Olympic leading scorer. They beat up on the Czech Republic to make their way. Yeah, Katie just passed him as the all-time Olympic scorer for the U.S. And they beat up on the Czech Republic. Are they going to win the gold now? They qualifying rounds are over. The rounds to make it to the gold medal game start tomorrow.
I hope they win it for sure, though. You know, I kid about KD. I'm just messing with him because I just feel like he don't get the same
scrutiny
that LeBron do. But they always want to.
He just ran that stat
because he never been number 1.
Yeah, and you absolutely right, Jay.
Shit. I didn't even know that shit.
Yeah, that happened today.
I thought that shit would never be broken.
KD be getting buckets.
Hell yeah.
He never been number 1. He had that argument. He's like, man, I never been number 1 in anything. Remember that shit?
He is now though.
He did.
Yeah.
KD, I remember when he was crying about that. He was like, I'm the number.
He did have that whole argument. Yeah, all that bullshit. Yeah, man, just hoop and shut up. You already are great.
They better win the gold because if they don't win the gold, it's gonna be a problem for the U.S. men's team. Because the 3-on-3 team was garbage. Did y'all watch any of that 3-on-3?
I watched the women's 3-on-3.
I watched the women's.
They were good. The men team, they didn't even qualify.
Hey,
who's on the men's team?
Chick from the volleyball chick? I don't know if
she hot. She hot.
Oh my
God, man. They said her vertical was like 42.
I was watching the volleyball.
Crazy.
Like when we was in out of town, I was watching the volleyball Olympics. I was like, bro. I was telling my lady, man, these women are like peak athletes.
They're the best.
Goddamn.
Or gymnastics are the best. Well, track and field. All of them are. Like every Olympic athlete.
Like straight up. Like
every Olympic athlete.
I mean, old girl had a baby and won a goddamn matter of fact, no. I saw one of the girls that won like a 10,000 meter or something like that.
That's nuts.
She just had a baby.
Yeah, like
it was like a viral video that came out. She had just had a baby like less than a year ago and qualified, and she's in the Olympics now.
I mean, Allison Felix. I mean, she lost her Nike contract.
Yeah, she got
because Nike
she was pregnant.
Like, you're pregnant and you can't compete in the world championships. She came back, won the world championships, qualified for the Olympics.
Bro, that shit is
got her
crazy.
own shoe now.
We talk about it
got her
on
own
Laced
shoe.
Up coming
With
up.
Nike.
With Nike.
No. She not with Nike.
I thought she went into
No, she didn't go back to Nike.
She went now.
She got her own.
Oh, I thought she went back to
She
Nike.
lean. What's the shit?
Not lean. She ain't no China. She got her own. She ain't got no China.
Yo, them lean.
Look at these niggas sprinting.
Super trash.
Yeah. But look, we wanted to wrap up a few quick topics. Moving. Obviously, you can see that we still was in our therapy bag from when y'all hear this. Look, when people hear this episode, they gotta be like, I clearly could see that they was talking to someone who fleshing out some shit. I'm mad at Leah now. Leah, we cutting this whole thing out. Mm-hmm. You ain't even a part of the episode no more. Nah, Leah was dope. So was dope. That is now the actual end of episode 154. So if you like what you heard, go to the Pour Horsemen on all your favorite platforms and our social media. We out.